Well, it all comes down to this, doesn't it? Hey there everybody, welcome back, or if you're new to our show, welcome. I'm William Morris, and you're watching the Brotherhood of Gaming.
I'm your co-host, Eugene Morris. Well, the Tomb Raider Reboot Series started in 2013, and continued in 2015 with the sequel, Rise of the Tomb Raider.
That's right, and now we come to its possible conclusion, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. You know, at this point, when it comes to reboots, you're either down with them or you're not. Crystal Dynamics wanted to reimagine Tomb Raider by telling a more grittier tale with a more grounded, realistic Lara Croft. But honestly, what ended up happening was that the Tomb Raider fanbase as a whole ended up being fractured in half. There are many fans of the original core design that absolutely hate these games and pretty much anybody who likes them. It also didn't help that many of the staff members of Crystal Dynamics made some rather unprofessional comments about the old school games. You know, Ice Queen controlling like a tank and all. But hey guys, let's be honest. Core wasn't perfect either. I mean, they are the ones that tried to kill off Lara Croft without telling anybody just so they didn't have to work anymore.
Joining Crystal Dynamics in the development of this game is Eidos Montreal, who is best known for Deus Ex Mankind Divided and the upcoming Avengers game. Honestly, it really does feel like this game kind of snuck up on us, you know? Rise, while a game we did enjoy, was bungled PR-wise thanks to the Xbox timed exclusivity. Also, it was just flat out dumb to release that game on the same day as Fallout 4. I mean, on the night it was released, we were at our local GameStop, and while it was filled to capacity, we were the only ones there to get Tomb Raider. It honestly was a little embarrassing. But now Shadow of the Tomb Raider is here, and it's time to see if it measures up. Now, warning up front, we're about to get knee-deep into spoilers in regards to its story, so if you want to avoid them, please skip to this time code right here. And please don't bitch at us, you've been warned.
Also, for this review specifically, we are going to be looking at the Xbox One version, mainly because that's the one we got. But one cool feature to note is that if you have Rise of the Tomb Raider data installed on your current console and you've completed it with the additional costumes, you can actually import all of those costumes into Shadow of the Tomb Raider so you can start off the game with them and you can wear whatever you want. So, for this review, you might be seeing us use various costumes instead of what the game intended us to wear, but you know what? It's our video game, we're gonna do what we want, you can suck my Lara Croft and her friend, and honestly the only one she has left, Jonah, continue their private war against the secret organization of Trinity. Using her father's clues, they travel to Mexico where they discover the organization's true leader, Dominguez. While slipping past Trinity, Lara discovers a hidden city which contains a temple holding an ancient dagger. Yeah, you wish. Fearing what will happen if Trinity gets a hold of it, she hastily grabs it, kicking off a series of events, unbeknownst to her. She eventually is captured by Dominguez, who seizes the dagger for his own possession. He asks for the silver shiny box that goes with it, but then realizes that she does not have it, which has everybody immediately go into panic mode. Turns out, by taking the dagger without it being complete in box, Lara has started the Mayan Apocalypse. Ugh, collectors, am I right? Complete with world-ending mass hysteria. So yeah, kind of a bummer. Dominguez bails quickly to find the silver box to complete his own plans. Meanwhile, the nearby village and villagers are the first of many victims of the upcoming world eraser, as a tsunami, like a ninja, just sneaks in and rains on everybody's parade. Yeah, couldn't help but feel a little bit of a Tomb Raider Last Revelation vibe here, what with Lara taking things that she shouldn't have, triggering the end of the world. Lara and Jonah learn that this mystery box is likely hidden somewhere in the Amazon, and in true Indiana Jones fashion, they take the first place they can and cruise on down, but because of crap fate Deus Ex Apocalypse, it prefers our heroes to be more acquainted with the ground.
Eventually they reunite and make their way to a city hidden from the world called Patiti. There's a massive exposition dump here, and they learn that the dagger and silver box belong to two goddesses. By uniting the dagger and the box, the cleansing of the world will be stopped by sacrificing the god Kevin? Lara then saves a Patiti boy named Atzili, who is the son of their queen, Unuratu. Lara learns that Dominguez is Uratu's brother-in-law, who also leads the cult who worships Kokulian. Unuratu is leading a rebellion against his influence. While finding the next clue they need, the young boy is kidnapped by Dominguez. Their rescue attempt of him is successful, but as a price, as his mother ends up being captured. Lara goes to rescue her, but she's killed by Rourke, Dominguez's right-hand man. Before dying, she tells Lara not to let the box influence her. Lara and Jonah discover the box's next location, which is a mission in San Juan, which is near the village. There, they discover a secret catacomb to retrieve the box. But unfortunately, Dominguez goes all Belloc on them and takes the box for his possession. You're awesome if you get that reference. Reuniting with the new boy king, their forces travel to the underground temple to stop the ceremony. Lara gets cut off from the rest and travels alone. She meets up with the Yaxel, a tribe of deformed humans who are the guardians of the box. With their queen at her side, Lara cuts through Trinity's forces and meets up with Dominguez for the final showdown. After a lot of shooting and stabbing, he is defeated, and transfers the soul of Cuculian to her, which he had been possessed by during the ceremony. It is during this time that Lara sees a vision of herself as a child, with her mom and dad. She resists the temptation and returns to the real world. Getting a Lara Croft Tomb Raider vibe here. In the end, the spirit of Cuculian is sacrificed and the world is saved. As time passes, Lara has returned to Croft Manor, planning her next adventure. After all of her struggles, she has finally found her true self. She is now finally the Tomb Raider.
As far as story goes, it's okay. There's nothing technically wrong with it, but there is really nothing special or unique about it either. While it is an adequate ending to the story that began in 2013, it just left us wanting more. There were really no risks or surprises here. And while the final scene was a nice scene, it just kind of felt like more could have been done. Lara's treatment in this series has been a controversial one for sure, with how the narrative constantly has Lara getting beaten up, covered in mud, brutalized, concussed, battered, bruised, crying, hurting, and leaving her holding her gut while seething in pain. I swear, that thing just must have never healed right. We do ultimately get more of the same with Shadow. So, in the end, the story does the bare minimum, and that's about it. It's fairly predictable as well. As soon as the exposition dump is laid on you, it really doesn't take a Tomb Raider to see where this plot is going. While that doesn't have to be a bad thing either, as long as the adventure is a fun one, it really is just, well, what you make of it. It's about as climactic as the last two. Anyway, once again, it's not always about the destination, but the journey. So let's talk about some gameplay. Now, as far as gameplay goes, well, did you like the first two games? Well, I hope so, because Shadow of the Tomb Raider is virtually identical. The game is a third-person adventure with platforming, exploration, and pockets of enemies to fight. But with the action, here the game is indeed more darker than the others. To add on to the melee combat, there is this new feature which really comes straight out of Assassin's Creed. When you come across pockets of enemies, there will be bushes, mud baths, treetops, or long fields of grass that you can have Lara hide in for some stealth kills. After covering up with mud and taking advantage of these hiding spots, Lara can then use her Bat Radar vision. Any enemy that flashes yellow is unseen by his fellow soldiers. The ones who flash red are in the direct line of sight of others. When you use your melee to kill the yellow ones, it goes down as a silent kill. But by killing the reds, others will see you, and then your cover will be blown. And then you can proceed to panic. Truth be told, if you were already comfortable with playing these types of games or were really good at racking up them headshots before, then you're probably going to do just fine even without the stealth feature altogether. You will have to get dodgy and maneuver swiftly to avoid dying because these guys are not just standing there for looks, they do know how to shoot back and make it hurt. But, if your reflexes are in good shape and if you've played a video game before, then you'll, again, probably just be fine. Metal Gear Solid, this ain't. You can choose to be a silent killer if you want to, like Solid Snake, but there's literally no penalty if you want to get your Rambo on and go First Blood Part 3 on these jackholes. Yeah! I'm tomb raiding, bitch! So, firing away with your weapons, that's still the best way to go.
The standard weaponry of the Reboot series is all here as well. You have your bow and arrow, machine gun, shotgun, and hand pistol. Sadly, there's still no dual pistols. It's just a shame that this is just something that we're so against. Even though realistically speaking, using those dual pistols is pretty damn hard. I mean, we tried to use it during that Tomb Raider arcade game. Oh man, you have to have strong arms to execute it. But still, it was a missed opportunity. You're making me a little nervous, Square. I get that you own the series now, but my emotions are on the line here. I'm getting some Last Jedi vibes here.
Let the past die. Kill it, if you have to.
Like in Rise, crafting is very important as you need to find ingredients in your surrounding area to put them to good use. You can craft more arrows for you to use, along with specialty ones, such as flame arrows and such, but our new addition and best personal friends are the poison arrows. You can get them late in the game, but they're very handy as they will make your target go nuts and kill nearby soldiers before succumbing to the effects themselves. Neat. You have a pair of pickaxes, of course, for climbing up walls and ripping out someone's spine. Two new features to help you get around include a grapple, which allows Lara to become Spider-Man for brief moments, or to rappel downward from a cliffside and swing, and spike boots to let you climb up inches and jump into higher areas. Underwater traveling is also a big part of this game as well. When swimming along underground paths, you will need to keep an eye open for air pockets to prevent you from drowning, as well as eels and the dreaded piranha. Remember these little from Tomb Raider 3? Well, they're back, and they're just as lethal.
Oh God, Lara, Jesus Christ, no! It's Tomb Raider 3 all over again, I can't unsee that!
The game does have a mostly linear feel, with pockets of exploration, but there is more here than in previous games. Along with the optional tombs, there's also crypts that you can solve and explore. The traps are not too hard to figure out, however, and when completing them, you can obtain new outfits and actions that can help you in your adventure. The major addition to this game is that there are 3 areas in the game which will allow you to interact with locals. You can choose to do side missions for them if you want, or you can just leave them to solve their own problems. Hey, we got a world to save here, but if you do complete them, it can give you more tools and abilities that you can use, like more skill points. They are optional, but a big help to upgrading Lara.
You will also need to stay on the lookout for campfires as well. Yeah, they are back from the previous adventures too. When locating them, you will get access to your abilities, where you can use your skills to gain more actions that you can do. With the weapons, you can upgrade your guns, your bow and arrow, and even change your costumes. Well, that is except when you're in Paititi, apparently. There, you have to wear the traditional garbs, or the villagers and guards won't talk to you. This part is really stupid. I am not gonna lie. It's a massive tone killer. Alright, you know what? Hold on, guys. Going off the record for a sec. Like, seriously, when Gene and I were playing this game together, you have no freaking idea how frustrating it was to have access to any costume we wanted at the start of the game, only to be forced mid-game to wear something else we didn't want. Every chance we got at a campfire, we kept checking to see if we could change this stupid outfit to something more pleasant. But to our chagrin, whenever you are near Paititi, or even in any proximity of it, Lara will be forced to wear this native garb that doesn't at all make me feel like the badass I want to be. I want to wear my polygons, damn it. Don't take them away from me. Don't tease me for half the game and then change the rules on me. I want to experience the game the way I want. Bottom line, don't take away my options. Just don't. Okay, back on track. Returning from Rise are the murals that you can find to increase your language abilities. This can let you translate things to uncover more secrets and treasures that are out there in the world. And another really nice feature is this immersion mode, which has the natives speak in their, well, native tongues. You know, in case you don't like them speaking in English. Within these areas are also merchants, another new function. When you collect gold, or any items, you can trade them in for more resources. It does pay off to search around the environment to find hidden goodies, not to mention letters and artifacts where you have the option of listening to stories that add some more depth to your surroundings. The choice for the environments in this game do give a great deal of atmosphere, similar to what the island and Siberia did for the other titles. The game overall is still great to look at, but there is also a good amount of glitches here and there too. Hopefully they will be ironed out with future updates, but the most hilarious one came out later in the game with Jonah. Alright, you know what? Screw it. Keep these glitches in, they're funny. The voice voice acting, sound, and music are all once again top notch, as you should expect for these kind of titles. But one big improvement is that the side characters are also better rounded and interesting here. As for Lara herself, while she is still not quite the classic one we all love, she is a lot, well, closer to it in this game. I suppose that was the ultimate point here. To show how a scared young girl who hates tombs, still can't believe she said that, becomes the world-hopping adventurer that we are more familiar with. Okay, look, we like this game, and that is because we like the reboots. Ultimately, Shadow of the Tomb Raider offers nothing new to convert its detractors. If you didn't like the first two games, you aren't gonna like this one either. But the opposite is true too. Shadow, while not a game changer at all, is still a well-made game and a fun time. The story is nothing special, but it is conclusive. But the gameplay is still really fun. There is more of a focus on exploring and puzzle solving, but there is still plenty of bloody fun action too. Enough to keep you entertained for hours. If you are down with it, of course.
Well, there you guys have it. That's our review and thoughts about Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Hey look, if you liked the previous games, Rise and Tomb Raider 2K13, then you're probably going to like this one just fine, as it's pretty much more of the same. But you know what, to us, that's not really a bad thing. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
With that being said, in our personal opinion, we don't really feel that there's any need to return to this version of Lara Croft. We kind of feel like the story's been told, it's been wrapped up, and it's time to move on. Maybe return to the old classic series, or come up with something new.
It's no secret that the Tomb Raider community is definitely one of the most divided when it comes to what makes a good Lara Croft game. But ultimately, it comes down to you guys to decide what kind of game you want to play and enjoy.
The Reboot series was most definitely divisive, and it did have an up and down history. But you know what? At the end of the day, there still is value in the Tomb Raider name. And we're sure that, one way or another, there will be more Tomb Raider games in the years to come.
So, till then, you've been watching the Brotherhood of Gaming.
Hey there everyone, did you like this video? If you did, why not give us a thumbs up and maybe leave a comment and watch some more of our stuff. Also, if you really want to keep up with the Brotherhood of Gaming, such as myself, William Morris, or Eugene, you should really follow us on our Twitters, links provided below, so you can see what's coming up in the future. And since, you know, we have to play these games sometimes and record them, why not join us on our Twitch page where you can hang out with all of us as we do so and chit-chat about the games that we love so much. Lastly, if you want to help keep our dreams alive, you can support us in any number of ways, either by continuing to view our videos, like them, share them with all your friends and family and your peeps and your girlfriends, or you can also join our small Patreon and throw all your spare cash away. We'll even give you a shout out. Once again, thank you all and have a wonderful day.